Spirituality. And the reason I'm doing this is because I don't think people really understand what spirituality is for others when it isn't defined by religion. And in particular, for me, spirituality is not being connected with any one particular group or religion. I felt like the best breakdown of spirituality was in this article from the University of Maryland Medical Center, and it broke down what spirituality is, and it could mean numerous different definitions for different people. But as for me, I look at it more for what is in the first portion of this article. So I'm going to read the breakdown of what it means, what it more means to me. Spirituality has been defined in numerous ways, including a belief in a power operating in the universe that is greater than oneself, a sense of interconnectedness with the living creatures, all living creatures, and the awareness of the purpose and meaning of life, and the development of personal values. It's the way you find meaning, hope, comfort, and inner peace in your life. Although spirituality is often associated with religion, personal spirituality can also be the development through music, art, or a connection with nature. And that's more for me. That's the way I view it. People also find spirituality through acts of compassion, selflessness, altruism, and the experience of inner peace. Many Americans are becoming interested in the role of spirituality in their health and healthcare, perhaps because of dissatisfaction with the impersonal nature of our current medical system and the realization that medical science does not always have the answers to every question about health and wellness. There's a history also. It goes into it. It says in most healing traditions and in the beginning of Western medicine, concerns of the body and the spirit are intertwined. But with the coming of the science revolution and enlightenment, these considerations were removed from the medical system. Today, however, a growing number of studies reveal that spirituality may play a bigger role in the healing process than the medical community previously thought. It also goes into how spirituality can influence health. It also will go over points like faith, hope, forgiveness, love, social support, and even prayer for people who are involved in praying. And it could be to a higher power. So I'm going to try to go over a little bit of that. Spiritual practices tend to improve coping skills, social support, fostering feelings, optimism, and hope, promote healthy behavior, reduce feelings of depression and anxiety, encourage a sense of relaxation by alleviating stress feelings, promoting health. One's spirituality can positively influence immune, cardiovascular, heart and blood vessels, hormonal, and nervous system. An example of a religion that promotes a healthy lifestyle is a Seventh-day Adventist. That's one some people will ascribe to. And so those who follow that religion, a particularly healthy population, are instructed by their church not to consume alcohol, eat pork, smoke tobacco. In a 10-year study of Seventh-day Adventists in the Netherlands, researchers found that Adventist men, they live 8.9 years longer than the national average. Adventist women 3.6 years longer. For both men and women, the chance of dying from cancer or heart disease was 60 to 66% less respectively than the national average. Again, the health benefits of religion and spirituality do stem solely from healthy lifestyles. Many researchers believe that certain beliefs attitudes, practices associated with being a spiritual person influence health. So, in recent studies of people with acquired immune or AIDS syndrome, those who had faith in God, compassion towards others, a sense of inner peace, were religious or had a better chance of surviving a longer time than those who did not live in such belief systems. Qualities like faith, hope, forgiveness, and the use of social support, prayer seem to have noticeable effects on health and living. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be associated with a religion, it could be just your way of life. So, they have the points: faith, hope, forgiveness, love, and social support, and prayer. And that doesn't have to mean that you pray to a God, you could pray to a higher power. It has been used as the means of healing across all cultures throughout ages. Today, many Americans believe that prayer is an important part of the daily life. So it goes into all of that. So there's a lot more in here in content, like faith. A person's most deeply held beliefs strongly influence in his or her health. Hope. Without hope, a positive attitude that a person assumes in the face of difficulty, many people become depressed and prone to illness. Forgiveness, a practice that is encouraged by many spiritual and religious traditions. Forgiveness is a release of the hostility and resentment of past hurts. Love and social support. Studies show that a close network of family, friends, or associates that leads help and emotional support offers protection against many diseases. So it goes into those points. So the reason why I talk about this is because someone had asked, well, what could you explain what spirituality? So I'll put the link of the title of this article, and it should come up. And the reason why I don't want to attach myself to a lot of religions, because I feel like a lot of religions have been, there's some things that might be positive, but there's more recently things that I've seen that are negative in religion. And I feel like a lot of people are overly indoctrinated in these religions. Religions can be used as weapons or forms of weapons to judge people and to make people feel more depressed and more in fear of just being who they really are in themselves. And to be honest, people don't want honesty. They want you to lie. They want you to be passive. They want you to keep your mouth closed. And being a black woman, it hurts living in America and having people not want to hear what your opinions and what your goals and what you strive to be in your future. And on the inside, it just feels very unfair, because a lot of the people, they are very mean-spirited. They judge. There's this whole gender war. There's some evil things that black men are saying about black women, or the beliefs. It's not even just black men. I've seen black women say bad things about other black women who they feel, if you're not religious, or if you're atheist, or if you're into spirituality, or if you're a gay black woman, or if you're a woman that just doesn't want to be in a relationship, maybe you want to be single, or if you're independent, they have a problem with you. And so I've just not really wanted to attach myself or align myself with those belief systems, because it feels as though that there's many followers out there and not enough people who are in themselves leaders. There's a lot of people who pretend that they're leaders, or they want to lead people, but not in the right directions that are positive. So for that being said, I have distanced myself from a lot of individuals that I felt that were very undesirable. They're very unkind. They're very mean. So I've just not really liked being a part of any of those groups. I feel like they're too oppressive, and they're hurtful and evil. They're more evil than people who don't even step foot in a church. And I mean all of these religions, where you have people that are online and they can't wait to get online and say the most terrible things about other people whom they've never met. They hadn't had a relationship with them, but because they've had some failed situations or relationships, or they've been dealt a bad hand of cards, they're ready to cast everybody out. And I think it's unfair. And I have went through some of the most horrible situations with people of my own culture, and that is black people. And if you have a feminist mindset, you're being called names, you're being abused, you're being called all these nasty names online, and I think it's wrong. And then they act as though they already know things about you and they've never met you. So for that reason, that's why I wanted to define what what spirituality is for me personally, on a personal level. So I found that religion has been more damaging in my life than spirituality. So for that reason, that's the reason why I put this video together. So to each one its own. Thanks for listening.